What's the worst well-intentioned romantic gesture a significant other ever did for you? We were out walking our dog and strolled past some flowers. He picked one and tried to place it behind my ear. The problem was he was also holding a bag of dog poop that was hitting against my face while he tried. My husband is such a goof but sweet, but not what I'd call romantic. He's very practical, so instead of giving me Valentine's Day presents or flowers every year, he gets the oil changed in my car and leaves a note with a Valentine's theme. Sometimes it's a card if it's February that says, "Oil is changed, love you." First few years I was like, seriously. Now I swoon since I don't have to deal with the oil change place. My first boyfriend gave me a wooden box with a padlock on it for Christmas one year, handed me the key and told me not to open it until I got home. I opened it, and inside was a little jar of his blood, and a little jar of his tears. I was 17 and mortified. Also couldn't fathom how he got enough tears to fill a small jar, so I asked him. Turns out he'd plucked all his nose hairs and eyelashes to gather them. What a fact, this is the strangest thing I've ever heard. I have a huge collection of cookie cutters because I love to bake. I kept them immaculately organized in small boxes, bags, etc., in the drawers of my kitchen island. Some had small pieces because they were things like snowflakes you cut multiple ways. Some had tiny individual letters for stamping messages. I also really have a lot of other kitchen things because I love to cook. He texted me at the start of an 8-hour barista shift that he was reorganizing our kitchen as a surprise for me and getting everything consolidated. I remember freaking out and begging him to not do it, and he was like, "No, it's good, I promise. It's too late. Don't worry." And then I got home, and he had dumped all my cookie cutters into 2 huge reusable grocery bags, threw out any boxes or bags that were keeping sets and pieces together. So everything was loose and now impossible to find small bits. It was a huge disaster. I still think he threw out some actual cutters because almost 2 years later I still can't find some pieces. I cried for hours because I have been so careful over the years with my collection, and in one afternoon it all went to hell. Some of them got bent because they needed to be handled with care. He also emptied out some teas that were old, which had been favorites I rationed for bad days, that aren't made anymore. I feel bad that I went a little crazy and cried, but he just doesn't get how much he screwed up my collection that I spent years building and keeping neat. My ex-boyfriend surprised me and took me ice skating at Rockefeller Center for Christmas once. It was a really sweet idea, but he had said we were going to a show, so I was not dressed warmly at all. I was wearing a dress, tights, and a lighter but formal jacket, with no hat, gloves, or scarf. I was so cold after we had been on the ice for about 20 minutes that my lips turned blue, and we had to leave. The thought behind it was really cute, but it would have gone so much better if I had been dressed appropriately. I love lilacs. My date tried to drive up to a bush of them on my side of the car while rolling down my window, and all of the branches just crashed through my open window, scratching me all over my face and arm. I looked messed up. He felt so bad. I laughed, and the what the fuck was that kind of way. Oh, I also didn't know that's what he was doing, so to me it was really what the fuck. A lot of these remind me of a story my friend told me about her first Christmas as an engaged couple living together. She wanted a new winter coat for Christmas, like that's all she wanted. They were out shopping and she found one she liked on sale and told him to get it and wrap it and be done with it. He was like, "No, I don't want you to see me buying it. That ruins the fun. Plus I bet I can find a better deal." Christmas comes and she opens her gift. It's a coat. Except, it's her old one. He tells her to look in the pocket. She's thinking maybe it's the receipt for a new one that's being shipped. Nope. $100. He's all excited that she can pick out exactly what she wants now. My husband did something similar. I like those oversized sweaters from Aritzia, so he decided to get me one for Christmas. When I opened it up, it was the exact one I already have, probably just an oversight. He's not that observant sometimes. Except then he pipes up, "I know you already have this one, so you can just return it and get whatever one you really want, thanks." My ex got my initials tattooed over his heart. He surprised me with it. I pretended to be flattered. We broke up a year later. I wonder if he still has that tattoo. My ex had to do a cover-up tattoo for his first ex-wife's name on his arm. He's needing another cover-up tattoo for the partial quote with his third ex-wife's name down his side. He should probably consider a cover-up for the name of his daughter with third ex-wife that he abandoned and has since been adopted by another man. He clearly never learned either, because he wanted a matching tattoo with me. My boyfriend is an auto mechanic, and he orders from Snap-on a lot. He was super excited because he ordered me something from Snap-on for me. Hyped it up so much, I was excited. It took a few months to arrive. It was 6 pairs of pink thick work socks. I started laughing because I thought it was hilarious and sweet. I was expecting like a flashlight or some cool tool for my car. Just some socks he thought I would like. I love socks, but I don't like pink, and they are too thick for most of my shoes. To be honest, I haven't worn them yet. I feel bad. My husband got me some pajamas for our first Christmas as a married couple from Victoria's Secret. One of the pajama sets had a shirt that said, "Single all the way." I was like, Hee. My ex bought me a bunch of lingerie we couldn't afford from Victoria's Secret, and it was all too small. When I had to return it, the sales girls all remembered him and thought it was sweet, but I had to explain that he had bought this with our food budget for the month and it didn't even fit, so could I please have it refunded to the payment method? Mortifying. I used to work in a lingerie boutique, and I can promise you that those sales girls took complete advantage of him. Men in lingerie stores are like lost puppies. They'll buy anything if you dote on them a little bit and tell them it's on sale. Also, when asked what size he needs, the response is always, "Well, she's about the same size as you." Always. I was 6 months pregnant and had men tell me that, lol. So the saleswoman that was helping him probably just picked out all the stuff that was her size. Last year for Christmas, he made me one of those cute signs that has a quote, the date of our marriage with a frame under it, and the dates of our 3 children's births with frames underneath for their infant photos. Cute idea, but he overestimated the space he would need, and this fucker is huge. Like 3 foot tall and almost as wide. I have nowhere to actually hang it, and if I'm being honest, it's kind of ugly. He put a lot of work into it, which makes me feel bad. He went clothes shopping. He said, "I want to get you some shorts, because I know you need them." I said, "Please don't, because I can't always find good shorts that easily, and I want to pick them." He decided to do the grand gesture of buying me bright yellow arse cheek shorts. I don't wear yellow, and I prefer my arse cheeks covered. He knows I love Harry Potter, so for our first Valentine's Day together several years ago, he picked out, on purpose, the ugliest, scrawniest individual flowers from the shop and had the florist put them in a bouquet. When he gave them to me, he said he thought they seemed very evil and creepy. I sometimes wonder what that poor florist was thinking when she wrapped them, and also that my fiancé clearly needs to reread the books. Funniest and ugliest shit I've ever seen, though. Not sure I get the connection between Harry Potter and dead flowers? Are the scrawny flowers supposed to represent the scrawny Harry? Also a big Harry Potter fan. I think he just thought Harry Potter equals magic, witches, etc. equals Halloween creepy. My ex booked a surprise trip to Poland for my birthday, during which he also booked a trip to Auschwitz. Had to wake up at 6 a.m. on my birthday to spend the majority of my 21st birthday at a death camp and being given a tour of gas chambers. My grandmother had given me her first pair of diamond earrings when I was 13 or so. They had been given to her by my grandfather. Huge sentimental value. I wore them every single day. Eventually the silver posts tarnished and one broke when I was 25. I tucked the earrings away safely in my jewelry box for when I could afford to fix them. I moved in with my husband a few months before we got married. I was looking for the earrings to go and get them fixed for our wedding and couldn't find them. At all. I just knew they had somehow gotten lost in the move and was sick over it. Like crying and wailing over this, my grandmother had passed like the month before, so it was a raw wound. Turns out my lovely, dumbass husband had taken the earrings out of my jewelry box and had gotten them repaired already. It was supposed to be a wedding gift. I really thought this was going to end with him throwing them away, and am so relieved that this has a happy ending. Wasn't my so, but a guy who was interested in me, who knew I was happily dating someone else, sent me a bouquet of flowers when I was having a bad day. The flowers were honestly beautiful and I got kind of a chuckle about it, but man, that was inappropriate. Mine bought me an expensive 3-month supply of a diet plan which consists of shakes, pills and patches. I was so pissed I didn't even open it. Who gives someone a diet plan for Christmas? For our first Christmas as a married couple, my husband went last-minute shopping at Costco. I ended up with pillows, towels, and granny panties. What was he thinking? Shit! I forgot to go Christmas shopping for my wife. Better hit up Costco. Took me to flower shop to get me bouquet of flowers in a heavy vase I had to carry to his apartment where he said I should leave it. I was very uncomfortable about the whole thing and did tell him I didn't like how he went about it. It was just so weird. Whenever I got flowers from other guys, they brought them to me and let me keep them, lol. So he bought himself flowers but made you carry it? Lol. I did end up having him carry it at some point because it was heavy and I was terrified of dropping it and shattering it everywhere. I feel bad thinking about it because he was really sweet, but sometimes I don't know why he did things the way he did. Do you have a similar story? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.